The USA team was announced.
Yeah.
Couple snubs maybe on that team. I thought so. Again, I liked what Kyrie came out and said. I don't know if you saw it, but he basically
I do have his quote.
He came out. I don't know. He just basically was like, some teams we compete against each other, and some people fit and some people don't, and we didn't feel like I fit this year. Basically, it's kind of like the simplified version of it.
Yeah. He also said, though, paraphrasing a little bit, but back when he played, so a couple of years, not too long ago, like 4 years ago, I think he played his last one.
Yeah.
They had to try out.
Yeah,
so
that's right. I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, I think that's what they're saying too.
Now. So
now it's just a volunteer in a sense.
Very much different.
Yeah.
Which, just looking out from an outside perspective, I think I would like teams to try out just because
100%.
You can see chemistry a little bit more.
What frustrates me because it's like, and I don't want to say that people don't take advantage. I don't know if it's take advantage, but there's not as much respect on the fact that you are representing your country.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get into that whole about if people respect it or not or whatever. But I just feel like you said, there needs to be some sort of like you said, you earn your spot. It's not just because you're LeBron James or Kevin Durant. Yes, I know you're superstars and you're really good, and obviously you'd probably make the team if you tried out. But it shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm kind of bored this summer, I'm going to play. That's not very cool to me, I guess.
One thing too, and I don't know, I think this changed it was when Jordan in the Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about professional athletes playing in the Olympics? Personally, I like it, but I did like when they had amateurs still in it. I thought it was really cool for the top 1 or 2 players in the NCAA to still be in the Olympics.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
That's a bigger
But
debate,
I also
I was just curious.
And I would agree. I would tell anyone the difference between college, even at D2 to D1 or D1 to pros or D1 to Australia or D2 to Australia. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why when you look at some of these draft picks and surefire number 1 and they fit. Markelle Fultz is a great example.
Yeah.
He's a very average basketball player now in the NBA. He's had a couple really good years. But coming out of UW, he was the guy. Everyone was like, he's easy number 1. He's going to go distance, whatever. He's been okay.
Yeah.
And then you get someone like C.J. McCollum, who I believe was Jokic, second-round pick. He's the best player in the basketball by a mile. So, snub-wise, I thought, obviously, I think Kyrie, I think everyone kind of agreed on that. I thought that was kind of shocking.
That was my biggest pick, too. So
the biggest one that I also thought, looking at from all-star perspective, was Donovan Mitchell. I thought Donovan Mitchell, he's been good. He's been good this year. He was an all-star. He's on the Cavs now.
That's when he got traded. So
he's on the Cavs. I personally don't like having Anthony Davis. I know he can be
he can be so good.
So good. He could arguably be one of the best power forwards ever besides Garnett and Tim Duncan. But you poke him and he could literally rupture his entire body.
It's very true.
The other one that's interesting to me is I didn't know Joel Embiid was American. I thought Joel Embiid. I was looking it up the other day.
I didn't even think about that.
I thought, and again, I don't know how his parents were, whatever, but I'm pretty sure he's not born here. He is national. He's Cameroonian, French, and American. He was,
I think,
born in Cameroon.
Yeah.
So he, I think, got his citizenship. He's basically from Florida. He went to Gainesville. He's from Monteverde Academy or whatever it is in Florida. Monteverde, yeah, thank you. He's from Kansas. I just didn't know that.
Yeah, that seems kind of
seems a little shady. I'm not against it because I don't think he would ever go play for Cameroon.
Yeah.
Which I also think is dumb because it's where you're from. You should just represent it. But
it's that same whole thing. What's his name for the Rays? The outfielder Rosa Reina played for Mexico.
Yeah, and he's
this year.
Dominican.
He's from Dominican,
or Cuba or something.
Or Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I don't know. You're right.
Yeah, but the same kind of weird situations. How do you play for multiple? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's a citizen, so
yeah,
it is the only requirement.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me how that works. I think everyone else. The only other one I thought was a snub, just because he's been playing super well as of recently, was Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
for the Suns, really good on Washington forever. A little bit injured this year, but maybe he gets replaced because Kawhi Leonard's supposed to go.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Probably going to get hurt. Drew Holiday starting a good year. Bam Adebayo is just, I think he's played on like every international team he can just because I think he just loves to play.
Yeah.
Devin Booker, fine. Obviously Durant, Steph, and LeBron are your main
who's
guys.
your,
Tatum's in there.
Who's your starting five then? With this current roster? No,
if I'm looking at it right here, these 10 players or 12 players, Steph.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
What position does he play technically? Edwards?
3.
Okay.
I think 2, 3. So I'm going to play him as a 2.
Okay. That's what I was curious.
You probably have to go Durant. Not that I want to drop Tatum, but you probably go Durant, LeBron, Embiid. I'm not if I know Anthony Davis is going to be fully healthy in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Then yeah, but I also think there's so many players like LeBron can play point guard, Durant can play point guard, Booker can play point guard, Ant can play point guard. Everyone can play point guard. I think you have to have Steph out there because he's such a threat. Durant is the best offensive basketball player we've probably ever seen, just creating wise.
Yeah.
LeBron. I also wouldn't be shocked if LeBron saw the bench. I don't think he will allow it because his ego might be a little bigger than we think. Davis or Embiid start. I think Embiid. Again, they're both kind of coming off of injury stuff. I don't know. But I think Anthony Edwards has been so good this year. Shout out to my stepdad who literally is he's going to be the best thing ever. And I was like, give him a couple years. And now I'm like, he's the best thing ever.
Pretty good.
He's so good. But I don't think to me, I did Halliburton doesn't start. Drew Holiday doesn't start. I don't think Drew Holiday plays very much. He's a defensive guy, but I don't think he plays. Sure. Bam, I think is your big off the bench. Booker is. I don't really know who you don't play.
He could be a great 6-man if you have Booker off the bench.
Yeah,
because I want.
But then
him to
Tatum,
start.
if Tatum comes off the bench, that's your 6-man.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. But so I'll go with that. That'll be mine. Will be Steph, Durant, LeBron. No, Steph, Ant, Durant. That sounds terrible. LeBron, Embiid. So my top little corner there.
Yeah, I think the only one that I want to change is I want Devin Booker starting, but I think how Anthony Edwards has played.
You just want Devin Booker starting because of Jacob's.
He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah, his gym at the Special Olympics. Shout out Devin Booker for donating down there to Special Olympics.
Pretty solid guy. But I think
he's been a little cold this year. I think that's the problem. But yeah.
He's so good though.
He can be the best shooter on the court, but he's just been a little off this year, I think. So